I feel like it has a little bit more utility. And then you kind of mentioned the Omen. So Omen versus Astra to me is very much akin to Cypher versus Killjoy, coming down really to how you want to play the map, if you're focusing a little bit more on what specifically is shutting down sightlines or just having tons of extra utility.
And speaking of extra utility, there's not a whole lot left there on the side of Inside as they tossed out not only the boom bot, but the aftershock as well to try and clear out and secure that orb there. Wall goes up out towards B, and well, Insight look to play retake here. Is that dark cover? Not going to slow much down as it's a free passage onto the B side, and Insight dotting their I's and crossing their T's, making sure nobody come in from that flank there. Flashpoint out towards Pillar. Reach will back away. Fletcher out the nice gravity well. Going to slow things down for a second. Quite possibly some vulnerability on some of the players. Two stacked up out towards the back of the site. Fletcher going to pick up a couple. Looking to continue fighting forward. Unfortunately, not able to do so there. And the spike is actually just going to get stuck there. The kills don't matter. Behind the pillar, they were able to stick the defuse. And Insight will not only find the round, but the kills thereafter.
That's a great retake position to be in. You know, the wall comes up, shuts down sight lines, and at that point, you know, most of the team has already been pushed off of sight, and last player left alive is so crazy far away to try and make anything happen there. Nice little body block as well to make sure that the defuse can continue to go through. Exceptionally well played. And a much needed first round on the board, obviously, as now they're able to buy up a little bit, and there it is, that terrifying judge going to be posturing towards mid, but it looks like this might be... Oh, I love the kind of do-si-do going on with the spike moving on over towards mid. Oh!
We're going to see a whole lot of the mid plays, and hopefully not all of them. And like we're seeing here with the utility dump out towards the Astra, Fletcher will eventually fall to the hands of Dinks and the Ghost. Now Reach maybe snag an ult orb here. It's really all you can hope for. Another one on the way out in the way of death. But hopefully can, at the very least, you know, if you dink somebody in a situation like this, you force them to probably buy armor going into the bonus. So we'll see what Reach can get done. Just taking his time. He's got 50 seconds to work with.
Yeah, but probably not going to get too much done here. As of course, this avenue is being completely shut down, and that spike's being babysat. It went down in mid, and there's 3 people chilling on top of it. And I liked what Brimstone were trying to do here. They make a little bit of noise over on the A side to try and draw out some rotations, but unfortunately, every angle is being watched here. Insight, again, play this very well. They don't over-rotate just because a kill has come through. They do send one a little bit aggressively towards kind of down ramp to see if there's more people coming up, but the rest of the team remain firmly in position because there really hasn't been enough information. And like you said, draw out a ton of utility very, very early on, which is exactly what you want to see happening. So now, of course, Brimstone, after losing the first 2 rounds, will be able to buy up to those rifles, but I want to see them kind of not waste too much of that utility very early on, and maybe try for this mid control, but it might be difficult. Wait, why is the judge so far away? That's not going to get any value over there.
Yeah, that's well, we'll see. Can't always count them out. We'll see what they've got. Maybe they've got some tech that we are unsure of with that judge in hand. Wall gonna go. Oh man, that
beautiful.
Is insult to injury there. Stops the poison cloud. Fortunately for Viper players around the world. And for Dynamic here, you're able to pick that one up and try again. It's just not in a great spot right now to do so. So still the pressure out towards A from Brimstone Gaming. Not going to find a whole lot there as they look to link up back with their squad. And I mean, it wouldn't be a game on Split. Split wouldn't be a map if you weren't pushing for that mid control. So we're going to see that throughout the entirety of this game, except for maybe the exception being those pistol rounds like we saw earlier. Blast pack queued up, going up on top of the wall as it does get taken down. So does Reach. The judge, Babu, still up close and personal, finds another on the round, looking for some more, but it's just some damage traded out. Fletcher still maybe a bit healthier than Insight would have liked, and still able to find that kill. It's Platinum now, the last one standing, pushing onto the site, able to pick it up. An upgraded Vandal in hand. Means a couple of kills swing his way, but running out of time. Needs to find the one taps here. Takes the plant down for one. Now 29 health. Needs to stick this one or find a double kill. Goes up for the kills and unfortunately taken down himself. Insight will grab themselves a bonus round. Hopefully a couple rifles picked up there at the end. And well, Brimstone Gaming, back to the drawing board.
I'm gonna carry on with the really terrible puns, but that was a very insightful round from Insight because, like, all of that noise gets made on A, and a lot of the utility gets drawn out. But despite that, Insight still opt to leave 4 bodies strong over on the B side. So when the rotation comes through from Brimstone, they're running into 4 of Insight's players, which, yes, they have the numbers advantage, but Insight already have the angle. So that was a terrible round for Brimstone to lose out on, and very likely they'll lose this next one as well. They're going to be kind of looking towards the 5th round to try to make something happen. I mean, just really impressive stuff from Insight.
And I think this, again, is a map in terms of agent selection where they go back to being comfortable. I think Shen had a really standout performance on the breach. So just being able to play it again on whatever map it may be obviously feels really good. And now even more so because of the changes, it gets a bit more value in the utility. Brave finds one. Pix is there to trade back to almost immediately. Shen will find another. The last one reach with Spike in hand. This time, not moseying around without it, but still looking to find the same goal. Damage to the economy is what is on the plate for the Rays of Brimstone Gaming. 4 players to worry about. One spotted out. Shots going to go wide. Able to find one. Taken down to 45 HP. Needs to be careful. Another ult orb to be retrieved as well. Paint shells go through. Flashpoint to follow. And a nice peek from Say to find his counterpart.
And again, Insight, at that point, despite 4 people dying on the B site, you don't see the entirety of Insight start to rotate until they know for 100% sure where Dynamic is. Once that information comes through, then they start moseying on over. But until that point comes, they remain steadfast. And again, I mean, that is such a good way to run that defense. That's what I've been wanting to see for quite some time. Don't over-rotate. Don't rotate too early. Don't find yourselves in crazy positions. Keep the site, keep the map on lock. Now, Brimstone, of course, finally able to buy up once again. It's round 5. It's where those momentum shifts tend to happen, but with only one ultimate to try to pivot off of and a very aggressive push into mid from Insight, gonna make that a little bit more difficult to make happen.
And Fletcher dancing around the wall there inside that ramen shop, that market area. Gets a little bit of damage, but more importantly, doesn't give up too much there. Forces away defenders out towards mid. The Brimstone Gaming will be able to seize control here, but it's where they go from here that has really been kind of the bane. We'll see if they get a bit more this time around. I believe another slow orb tossed out to try and stop a swing. Coming from the back of the stairs. Dynamic able to find the first pushing up. Dinks to fall. Showstopper used. A shot in the back. There it goes. Say able to find the first kill traded. Back for Insight. Now looking for some more, but going to go wide on the shots once more. The spray down not there. Just as the last 2 remaining from Insight, not completely there. Babu tries to go through the smoke, unable to find it. Picks up one, but the trade kills are just too strong. Brimstone Gaming, they find that 5th round momentum swing as they look to go again.
Very close round there. And starting to see why Insight opted for the Omen again. It is very much more about kind of shutting down sightlines and trying to stave off pushes. So, of course, you don't have, like, the Gravity Well, for example. And we know that they can play the Astra. We've seen it. Babu did some fantastic stuff with on the Astra previously. But in this particular instance, you're just using the Paranoias as an extra flash, and you're trying to shut down sightlines wherever possible. Speaking of sightlines, Dinks is going to be looking for big sightlines as he's bought into the Operator. Woo!
Yeah, that stinks. Gives away that you have the op in hand, and unfortunately, it's a kill that you would like to have. Just as Pix backs away narrowly, so life saved for a life saved across the map. Still 5 standing. A lot of position gained out towards mid this time. Pushing inside of vents, inside that mid rope room. The spike is still down, though, so somebody's going to have to go pick that one up and If you're not ready for it, dropping down to play this A site, Babu's going to be here. We'll see what they can get done.
Again, speaking about why it's so important to get the operator player off of their perch. Oh, that was close. As soon as that happens, Dinks is kind of forced out of position in mid. It gives up mid entirely, but Brimstone waited out, and it's only now that they start to move in towards B.
And they're able to take the site fairly freely. Dinks actually goes down, stays there to trade the kill back. Ooh, Resurrection. Oh, Cosmic Divide. The kill still goes through and through. The Cosmic Divide say will go. Unfortunately, will meet his fate as Babu has brought up the rear out of the rope room. And now in a 2v2 situation, making a 1v1. Shen trying to get it done, and he does just that. Insight will find another.
And there again is exactly why I prefer the breach here over the Sky. That Rolling Thunder coming out to completely mess up what's happening on site, because at that point, it's already a very difficult situation for Insight to try to salvage. Brimstone are already on site. They've already started setting up their positions. If Insight are pushing dry onto the site, they're just going to get mowed down. So you have to use some of that utility. And then, of course, the Cosmic Divide came out as well. So you've got to use something to help you get onto site. And like a Guiding Light just isn't going to cut it.
Oh, the operator still missing out on some value. The backup is there, though. Say goes 2 for 1. There's Fletcher with the pistol now stuck inside the Cloudburst. They're just going to try and run the op down. They're able to do so. Platinum now with a nice little upgrade there from Classic to Operator. In a 3v3 situation, a very winnable spot here for Brimstone Gaming to get their second round. But a Resurrection would swing the tides back in favor of Insight.
Spike planted.
As can Babu.
So close. 3v2, yeah, so it's definitely doable, but they need to respect this operator play. However, Platinum can't swap out to a rifle. There isn't really one on the floor nearby. And there's that res you spoke about.
One enemy remaining.
Unfortunately for the res, their weapons were taken, so no weapon into the hand there of Say. But no matter, Babu will do all the hard work, all the heavy lifting, finding a couple of kills there at the end. They retrieve the operator, they win the round, and they secure themselves an even half at the very least.
At the very least, yeah, correct. Brimstone, however, need to really step it up if they want to make that one happen, because right now it's looking very scary. They're able to buy up again. It's taken a while to get back to this point. They do have that Viper's Pit online, but we do know how kind of inconsistent they've been with the Viper's Pit. However, of course, on the first map, it was Strafe that had been running that Viper, and they did, to be fair, drop it on their attacking half once they got the spike down. So they can get themselves into a good position. They might just be able to use that to shut down the sight lines and make sure that they can maintain control of the spike once it's been planted. And another reason why it's so great is because it'll also shut down the operator play, because yes, Dinks did buy back up into that operator.
And that was a very scary peek there. Dynamic actually opting into throwing out that Poison Cloud, but having to peek to do so. So had Dinks been playing a bit more aggressively, could have found that kill. Peeking out of A main there, back towards the attacker side at spawn. But no harm, no foul. The Poison Cloud does force the operator back. Just as no presence out towards mid. Brimstone Gaming going to rotate back towards the A site. And do have a bit of a split. It is going to be the Sage still hanging out in the rope room, trying to stop any rotations from coming on over. Could also create some havoc inside that heaven position. But the dark cover is tossed on through. Nothing to push just yet in that spike. They still got questions. There's still question mark pinging as to where they want to go.
Dinks is so smart. Moves over all the way over towards the B site. So trying to shut that one down with the operator. But unfortunately, the shots are not connecting. But Shen is there to make sure that something comes out of it.
And Fletcher's able to get one completely blind because of that flashpoint. But what does it matter? Well, it matters a whole lot as the kills start to flood on through. It's Reach, it's Fletcher, it's Strafe, it's Brimstone Gaming. They're running out of time, but they have just enough to get the spike down. Now Say working against 3 members, quite possibly a Cosmic Divide here in the near future as well. Has 2 blast packs, full health, full shields. Now working against the clock here. He's going to be forced to drop down from heaven. Trying to find anything, but Brimstone Gaming not going to give it up. They're going to be working together. The operator holding that close angle. The wall up as well. Will finally break as the swing comes through. It's Reach out on top. Brimstone Gaming find a way to get it done, and they find their second round.
Not dynamic. Dinks just not getting the same value with the operator that we saw on Ascent. It's starting to kind of look a little bit more familiar to what we'd seen on Bind a little bit earlier on there. And that's a really unfortunate situation because if they're going to keep investing into it, they need to start seeing those results. Now, this round, they're not going to be able to at all because, of course, they have lost that previous round. So economy is looking a little bit shaky. We're actually going to see Babu buying into the Judge once more. Going to be holding up on the B site as Brimstone start to get themselves back into this. But Inside still have a showstopper, so there's potential to shut down an aggressive attack.
And a guiding light. Beautiful by Platinum. The pop flashes are there and the kills to follow. A 2K means the Seekers online and the A site quite possibly opened up. The Spike, though, still hovering out towards mid. So all this noise opens up the B site completely for free, and it's exactly where Brimstone Gaming are headed.
Beautiful read there to be able to make that noise, know that the rotation's being called out, and just yeet yourselves over towards the B site. That's going to go down very, very easily. And I mean, Inside just have no answer right now. It's a 3v4, so it's definitely doable. But of course, Brimstone have already started to set up their post plants, and they're fanning out quite wide across the map to try and shut down any movement in towards the site. Now, Inside don't have like an operator or something that they'd want to hold on to, so I would be very surprised to see them opt to save here. I think that the best call is to go for those, try to attempt those exit frags, but need to still play this one carefully because if they give away too much information, then it's obvious where they are.
The hunt is on. 4 players still remain for Brimstone Gaming. Not able to find anything just yet as they creep back towards the attacker's side. Spawn. Their spawn, where they once found refuge. They're going to head back that way. Not going to find the bodies of Insight. They hang on to the rifles for now. And I think this is an interesting position because the Blades are online. The Showstopper's online. And what that means is quite possibly for Dinks at the very least could toss over a weapon so their teammate doesn't have to buy one up. And I think that's maybe what we saw. Obviously, we get a later peek at the economy here. But it looks like Pix dropped over a weapon, was able to pick up the Judge instead. And Dinks now on the Frenzy. Will have the Blade Storm online. Rolling Thunder as well. Rolling Thunder just received some tweaks to the area in which it affects. And, well, it's a whole lot stronger now. You can basically secure an entire area and make sure it gets hit. And what a great way to get started here. Babu gonna find the first kill on to Reach.
I don't particularly like the way that Inside have been holding mid. I think they've been giving up too much space for free consistently on rounds. But that being said, Brimstone haven't really postured towards mid that often. The problem is that when they do, it's a case like this right here, where they just have free access to whichever site. So not towards the B side, but they have free access to the A. And Strafe, kind of strange to see your spike holder be the tip of the spear, but almost wins that one.
Oh, dynamic. I mean, finishes off what Strafe started there. Like you said, that spike was in a really awkward spot, being the first one to push up. Unfortunately, Strafe doesn't go down there, so it means the spike still in hand as they push the dark cover. The barrel peeks on through. The Judge comes out on top. Platinum, the next to fall. And a paranoia just to try and secure anybody else pushing on through the mailroom. The weapon swap to the Vandal, and Pix will close it out. Insight to 7.
That was, again, one of those just really weird decision-making rounds from Brimstone. We've seen some great ones 2 rounds back when they faked over on the A side, managed to get over onto B, get the spike down, and get into their post plants. That was phenomenal. This round, they had the Sage with the spike moving into A heaven, and then thankfully somehow manages to survive that encounter, and then they push back, and they just walk straight into the Judge without really anyone following up behind them. It was just one of the very strange rounds. Again, an Insight. Great work to come out on top of that one as we inch our way closer to the last round and a half. We've got 2 rounds left here. And 3 ultimates online. Brimstone sitting on that Viper's pit. Have been for a little bit here. As Inside, ooh, they actually got the ult orb there. So Babu uses the teleport and actually manages to get a kill.
That's a really nice pickup in a really awkward spot, right? One player pushing all the way through. Speaking of awkward spots, though, Dynamic, oh my goodness, narrowly sneaking away. Will receive the heal coming out from Strafe, but that Boombot almost got all the value you could have wanted. Rolling Thunder now queued up, and we'll get to see it used here. Taken out of the sky. No, going sky high has reached so much damage on the fall as that Raze eventually will meet her doom. Now it's all up to Platinum, who cuts it down to a 1v1 situation. 22 health on the Seekers online. Has 40 seconds to work with, now has all the information in the world. Guiding Light queued up, gonna be tossed out here, but Bird in hand, picks on top again to secure another round for Insight.
Bird is the word, lineups kill. Swings really far out to actually get the lineup on that Guiding Light. I was surprised at just how far out he ran. And then once that Guiding Light came through, I mean, yeah, the swing from Pix manages to get the follow-up very, very easily. Yeah, good round from Insight. Brimstone just weren't able to get any good control there. They've really been struggling. And it's so weird. They had such a strong attacking round on Bind. They had a really good attacking round on Ascent. And I know that Split has historically been attacker favored, or rather defender favored, but attacking halves have been on the upswing for quite some time. And it's particularly a team like Brimstone, where we have seen them do so well. For them to start struggling so heavily here, I don't know. Is it the double duelist? Because the last two maps, they ran double duelist. This time, it's the first time we're not seeing it, and they're not getting that same power out. Must be a contributing factor.
Enemy down.
And Pix, I mean, really showing up here when it matters the most. Brimstone Gaming, they were starting to get some wind in their sails. They were looking to find 6-6 half, and then it just gets completely stripped away. Pix not only finding an entry kill here, but finding the last kill in the 1v1 at the end. A 3K in the round previously. Now Say looking to add insult to injury with the showstopper, is able to do so. Brimstone Gaming just really haven't been able to find a whole lot of Strafe. Goes up on top of the wall, gets taken down almost immediately with the close quarters. The run and gun. Oh no, the fault line, the aftershock. It's all tossed out here. Is Babu gonna swing the corner? Platinum taken down, shot in the back. As Strafe looks to strafe around the corner, gets a dink onto one, but Babu ready for the repeat, and it's a flawless round to end the half.
Yeah, that was one of those anti-ecos, and it's very, very unfortunate to go into the last round of the half with a massive, massive gun disadvantage. But it happens, and did we see the Viper's Pit come out? I don't think we did.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
We didn't.
Yep, there you go. And now they're on defense, and again, if we see a repeat of what happened on Bind, we might never see that Viper's Pit come out. And I feel like they're missing such a key part of the Viper's utility in not using it, particularly on the defense. On the attack, I mean, we saw they only managed to win out 3 rounds, so it has been difficult for them to find the opportunity to use the ultimate. So it's a little bit more understanding when they're on the attacking half. But on the defensive half, it's really something, I mean, it's such a key part of her kit. I really hope to see that coming through here, but that is, of course, assuming Insight give them an opportunity. They have been on quite the tear here as we swap over onto their attacking half, and it looks like it's going to be a full send over towards the B side.
And like I said earlier, this is one of very few times you'll see all 5 stacked up, no split out towards mid. Inks finds the first on the site. Platinum is there to trade it back, and with that, lots of noise made. They look to make a rotation. The rotation all the way through spawn, maybe. Okay, Two's kind of still hanging out, trying to make some noise, buy some more attention to keep these players from Brimstone Gaming on the defensive side coming this way. They cut noise for quite some time. The clock ticking down now, 50 seconds left, and, well, wrong read by Brimstone Gaming. Nobody on this B site for now, and obviously, unbeknownst to Insight, the site is free. They are going to do their due diligence to push back up once more.
Well, Brimstone start rotating over towards the A side, exactly what Insight wanted to happen. Now they've managed to find themselves onto the site, but can they get these cross angles down? The paint shells come out. Does manage to take down Shen, but not before he gets the spike down. They put up the wall from the B link as well, so it's going to be very difficult for Brimstone. They do have the numbers advantage, though, but need to be very careful of how much sight blind denial there is.
Swing from the spike. Platinum finds one. Say's able to trade it back. But like you said, Brimstone still a player ahead here. They swing the last two back towards Say. Able to find 3 on the round, but it's matched by Reach. And that was the most important thing there at the end. As there was a player advantage for Brimstone Gaming, they will find the pistol.
It's crazy to think if they didn't have that extra person, they might very well have actually lost out on that round, because it was one person left alive and they're at a one-person advantage. But Brimstone play that retake very, very well. They wait until a lot of the utility drops before they start to aggress in. I mean, look at that. Look at how much utility gets used in that. And they still manage to... And the 3-peek here is so massive. Knowing that there's 2 people there. If all 3 of you peek at the same time, your chances of success just skyrocket. So a good opening pistol round here, and of course buying up to a judge very early on. I think I saw a Bulldog as well. It's something you mentioned a little bit earlier on. The Bulldog has been so powerful recently since the changes. Let's see if it can continue to get that value.
And in terms of utility, I really like what Dynamic's been able to do. It's only been 1 round on the pistol, but I think the snake bites get so much done in terms of the vulnerability that you're given when a player runs over it. So to stop a push, even if they step in it, they become vulnerable. Your pistols do more damage. Your everything is doing double damage, right? And I really like to see it used like that rather than, you know, in post-plant situations and things of that nature. Trying to stop a push and slow some momentum. You also get the same from the gravity wells from the Astra. So Brimstone Gaming really have a lot of utensils. If they find themselves in awkward spots economically, they'll still be able to, you know, make sure that their weapons are getting the most value possible. The Alt Orb has since been received. We still have 5 remaining on both sides, and reaches. Well, he's reaching here. We'll see. Gonna be enough if it lands. Dark cover gonna be used. Poison Cloud gonna go up top, and they look to hop on through to the K just a bit too much on the back end of the vulnerability, and Reach on the flank will fall. Picks up a Sheriff. Not only that, but finds the kill, and now a 3v, make it a 3v1 situation. Couldn't even get it out before they all go down as Brimstone Gaming secure the anti-eco. The eco, they will push to their 5th, and now we get to see the game actually played, right? The pistol round, the anti-eco, it's all gone, and we get to see rifles coming out from inside.
I really like the way that Brimstone has been playing mid-control. They actually don't just put up the Sage wall, but they drop the Viper wall as well. Okay, it might be a little bit overkill, but it's good to see that they are putting some presence towards mid. And on top of that, they're not doing the same thing every round. So we had Viper and Sage in mid on the previous round. Now they've actually completely split up. And I've just spent the last 2 minutes talking about their mid-control, and this round they have none. Okay, they still have the Viper's wall though, so at least there is something there. And again, swapping it up wherever they can, just to make sure that they're keeping Insight on their toes. And Insight don't want to push through this. They're going to get decayed. They're going to potentially walk through a molly. You can't see if there's one on the floor there, so maybe you get a little bit vulnerable as well. It's a great move from Brimstone, and once they force a rotation to a particular direction, they can then rotate themselves and take advantage of the movement that has been made and get themselves into those really early positions.
And Platinum there on the last little bit of the Trailblazer spots out picked, so they understand where one player is at, but also that this is just a default coming from Insight. And going into the bonus for Brimstone Gaming, it didn't look great. I saw, I believe, a Sheriff. I saw a Stinger. I think there's a Judge in hand as well. So it's not the best buy that you could hope for. It's not, you know, full Spectres or Bulldogs. So Insight should be able to sneak this round away based off of, you know, just the firepower alone. We'll see if the strategy is enough here from Brimstone Gaming on the defense. Platinum does have the one Bulldog that I failed to mention, and is hearing everybody stomp through the sewers. They have all the information they need here.
Guiding Lights being prepared to come out here. This is a very... Wow. Oh, it blinds everyone! Only one kill off the back of it, though. Okay, never mind.
One enemy remaining.
Platinum with the 3-round burst, making it hurt for 3. Reach showing off some of the skills on the raise. to find the last two. The upgrades are plenty, as 3 weapons were retrieved. The Bulldog still in hand, and Platinum, this is just so pretty. That is, it feels bad for Say because it was the blast pack for the lineup. But either way, a sick couple of kills coming the way of Brimstone Gaming. More importantly, onto that Sky, who's at the top of the leaderboard, 14, 14, and 3. And Insight going to be forced back to a lower economy buy again. And we'll see what Dinks can do. Has the judge in hand, maybe looking to close the gap for some of these tight angles. No way.
Oh, that's assuming he gets the opportunity to close the gap.
The fault line definitely helps, but Dinks just staying put there in that corner out towards ramps. And because they were actually forced off from that fault line, they're not too sure where Dinks is playing. They do spot the shoulder of Shen, and unfortunately he doesn't have the shots on target. So Strafe is able to find that kill and the heal to top themselves off. Dynamic is here, and they are privy to where Dinks is playing. Unfortunately, they can't wall bang the position for now. They're just trying to make sure that that judge gets 0 value around that corner, and well, there it is. Dinks goes down through the box, reach to find another, and Insight whittled away now in terms of numbers. The Marshall shot on target as Babu hurts one, but Strafe looking to go on the hunt. The Bulldog trying to take a bite, let it off its leash, and we'll see if it can find picks as well.
Again, I gotta compliment how this mid control is consistently forcing
left.
Brimstone to have to pick a direction. You know, the main reason that you want to take early mid control is because it gives you access to each of the sites. Very easy access as well, so it shortens your rotations drastically. Now, what Brimstone do is they cut off the access, not by like putting up an immovable wall, they just put up the Viper's wall, but you have to push through it, so you're likely walking into someone's crosshair, and then on top of that, you get a little bit of DK, which kind of favors your opponent because they're more likely to win out that duel because you have slightly lower HP. So instead of going for that mid control, you instead opt to go in a direction of either A or B, and it cuts off your rotations away, so it shortens your potential to create fakes and flanks, which we actually saw Brimstone doing a little bit on their attacking half. So they know that this is what they need to do to stop that from happening, and this is why their defenses have been so incredibly strong.
The wall up and the snake bite stops a push for a moment. With that wall down, we might see something. Barrier orb used. Rolling Thunder coming on through as well. Insight looking to take the fight right to him. Reach opting into the showstopper. Spots out one. No longer dazed. Will find the kill. Say is there to trade it back. The aftershock going to trade out some friendly fire damage behind the box. Doesn't go unchecked. It's Babu to swing and the kill to follow. The spike now to be planted. As the weapon swap comes through, it's no longer a Bulldog in the hands of Strafe. It is now a Phantom. That showstopper on the attacking side goes wide. From the shadows, going to be used to try and reposition. There's the resurrection to give Brimstone the advantage. Out towards Hell. The kills are traded. But because of the res, it's a player advantage. Make it 2, make it 1, and Platinum will get it done. Brimstone Gaming a defuse away here from cutting the lead to 1.
I just love how interesting it has been to watch from each of these different maps and how they've changed from like being really strong on attack to being like pretty evenly matched to suddenly like being amazing on defense. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride here, and I imagine that the players are really feeling that roller coaster vibe. It's been very up and down, round and round, and Insight once again forced back down onto that save by. We know how powerful sheriffs can be if you can, you know, kind of get the value out of it. And say cosplaying Reach here, gonna be trying to go for the flying rays to get that crazy value once again. Is so the rays invested in the previous round. Now Insight have a raise available. Hopefully they can leverage that into a converted round win.
And a good shrouded step, able to find a good position for Babu. Now looking for another one, going up towards Heaven. Reach has silenced the judge for now. That wall goes up. Babu gonna play right on top. Sheriff shot's gonna land true. Insight now a player ahead here, but the arsenal advantage still heavily in favor of Brimstone Gaming in terms of the weaponry. Babu tries to back away. Paranoia gonna find the blind. Flashpoint goes through, and Fletcher still finds the frag. Trailblazer going to be used, but to no avail. Spots nothing out towards A main, which does mean some free passage if they choose to use Heaven instead. The Blade's online, swing the way of Dinks, and now Dynamics has a 1v2 to worry about. Make it a 1v3, trying to bait off the back of the Resurrection. Insight will battle back with a thrifty victory to push to double digits.
They invested 2 ultimates into that round, 3 ultimates in fact, which is not terrible, but it was a pistol round. And I was really surprised to see that they used some really interesting tactics, like the Sage Wall up in Heaven, or the Shrouded Step onto the upper box there to try and get a really good angle. And it's like, why weren't you doing this stuff earlier? Because it gives you such a really, really good advantage. Maybe saving it for those rounds where they have a disadvantage and they want to try and leverage anything that they possibly can to give them some sort of an opportunity. Sure, it works out, but like, you want to be kind of more consistently doing stuff like that, getting into really good angles to kind of take the opponent by surprise. This is the first round that Inside have managed to pick up on their attacking half. And again, as I mentioned, 3 ultimates in that eco round to do it. Not the best look if you need to kind of invest 3 ultimates to get yourself around on the board. We'll see if Brimstone, who still have the Cosmic Divide up, can use that to kind of shut down Inside. But of course, Rolling Thunder is available. That's honestly one of my favorite ultimates.
And I bet it's Insight's favorite ultimate right about now as they send it out towards Heaven. It hits Mailroom. It hits all the way towards the stair. Reach still able to find one, though. And Dynamic, just before the Paranoia hits the near site, picks up another kill. So off the back end of that huge push from Insight, you don't even get a whole lot. Aftershock used. Babu now going to swing the corner, able to find Fletcher. And that will even the odds as they get the spike planted. Say, though, might have a backstab here, playing close up in Mailroom. Slow Orb goes down. First kill comes through. Paint Shell's queued up, tossed out. Blast Pack is there to try and keep the Viper at bay. It's Dynamic with the running gun to find the headshot. Babu taking the lower ground fight here. The 1v1 situation. Platinum not able to come out last time we saw this situation, but this time a lot healthier and has a guiding light to work with. Playing against the clock, though. Shots not on target. It's Babu on the Omen for a 3K. It's Insight, although it looked poor at the beginning, to close it out at the end. Another round their way. An 11-8, the lead.
Breach do be kind of spoopy on this map. Dynamic finally has an ultimate online once again. It's taken a little while. We'll see if they do opt to use that to shut down a sightline or an entry point. Sometimes we'll see that ult get dropped immediately over in mid, which we might see. Although the Vipers, the wall is there as well, so we might not see it drop immediately at the start of the round. Yeah, it's not happening. As Inside start moving their way over towards B. But look at this. Aggressive push out of mid. That's why the ultimate didn't come through. They're down onto the eco round. They're going to try and create a pincer here.
They're really just trying to steal something away as Reach goes onto the site. Fletcher finds the first picks taken down by the Sheriff. The Boombot over the top, fault line, and the explosion. Gonna find some chip damage. The stun is there, but Fletcher still finds one. Anyways, it's all down to the last, and what a round for Brimstone Gaming. They weren't awarded the Thrifty, but it sure looked like it.
That really did look supremely thrifty. What the heck happened? I'm really happy with that round from Brimstone. Again, I kind of mentioned how they were going for that pincer. They managed to get one, and that was a strafe all the way around the back, kind of back into the attacking spawn, just about moving through garage to get back onto the B site as the rest move their way through Heaven. What really impressed me was the concussors come through, and we still see the headshots coming through from the Sheriff. So to still get those kills, despite the fact that everything has gone absolutely wonky and you cannot see anything in front of you, amazing. Now we see the Viper's pit getting dropped over in mid, exactly what I wanted to see from this Viper. Shut down mid entirely. It's even going to get followed up by a showstopper just to try and get some added value here. Whether it doesn't get a kill, but again, it kind of slows down any potential pushes into mid, as Inside actually seem to be looking towards a possible mid push, despite the Viper's pit being right here.
Yeah, looking once more to just take the fight right to him inside the pit, as we've got 4 players from Inside, 3 from Brimstone Gaming still hanging out in this area too. The B site, it's open, but it's not free, right? It is still being spotted by Fletcher, who goes galactic for a second. 2 stars now placed as Reach has since Swap positions. Boombot queued up, and all 5 from Insight. Gonna be inside this B main area, backing away from that Boombot. Nothing spotted out towards A just yet. I mean, the Viper's
30
pit,
seconds
Insight fooled with it too long out towards mid, Sam. They're running out of time. They have to just make the hit happen right here. And Brimstone, they now know that. Off the back end of a guiding light, Platinum getting so much information there. Aftershock gonna try and clear out a corner. Platinum still trying to swing through the back of the site, gonna get shot through the billboard. Insight starting to find the frags. 3 will fall, and running out of time, it doesn't matter. They will get that spike planted. It's Shen to try and stick that one down. Stray forced to use a heal on themselves. The wall goes up. Now Dynamic, the last one standing here. Map point on the horizon here for Insight as he's expecting some aggression. Still very healthy is the Viper for Brimstone Gaming. Poison Cloud goes down. Shrouded Step faked. And I don't believe it was heard as Dynamic, still very healthy in terms of economy as well. Can go for it here. Can try and go for the content play once more. Try and find the clutch. But it's Shen instead to come out on top. It's Insight to come out on top and push to not only map point, but series point here on Split.
They wasted so much time kind of dancing around that mid site. But once they got over onto B, and this was very similar, it wasn't a thrifty round, but it was one of those kind of forced janky buys, they still managed to come out on top because Brimstone, I think, get maybe a little bit too confident and their rotations are a little bit too slow to actually come out. They don't even get an opportunity to use any more of their ultimates to try to shut down the push onto the site. And so Insight now bring us onto match point here. They've got Showstopper available. They have so much to use, and they're going for such an aggressive push.
Yeah, but the Showstopper, I mean, completely stunted, floundered there because of the blast pack. Say, wish he could have that one back. You see it in the frustrations on the player here. So an unfortunate ultimate, but it keeps us at an even grounds. Brimstone Gaming have a few to work with, or a couple, I should say. A few is 3, a couple is 2. A Cosmic Divide and a Resurrection. Now a wall to worry about. Brave getting spotted out. Will fall back towards the site. The wall will get shot down, and it's looking like a 5-player take onto the A site, but maybe Insight just trying to buy some rotations. For now, Brimstone Gaming holding fast.
Insight gonna go for a very noisy rotation through sewers. Now there is a star here in mid. Potentially, I would say either a gravity well or a concuss. Probably a gravity well so that you can try to get some value off of that. But look at that! They're rotating back towards the A site. They stomped their way through sewers to give the sound cues, and now they're just kind of shift walking their way back over towards the A site. That being said, Brimstone did not completely fall for the bait as there's still 3 people holding it down here over on the A.
You go tit for tat on the movement across the map. Dynamic, though, unfortunately, unable to go tit for tat in terms of damage. Flashpoint gonna keep the Viper at bay. 47 health as that spike slowly starts to get onto the side. They gotta get that one down. Finally, Say gonna start to plant his Platinum. Pushes through the Cosmic Divide, able to find the first kill. Guiding Light looking to cause problems out towards the side as 3 players playing here, but they start to find the kills. Babu on the flank will finally fall. A 2v2 situation, making a 1v2 as Dinks with 30 HP. Needs to go clutch for his team. He backs away from the side. He has 8 rounds in the magazine. He spots that the Viper takes him down. Now needs to find one more as Reach hops on the spike. Will jump off for a moment. Now looks to go aggressive, maybe on the next tap here. Knows that Dinks is not there. The clutch comes through and Insight will close it out.